Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Pokemon Sword 5, the Serpent's Curse. Let's continue. So I've said it before and been wrong, but I get the feeling since we're 3/4 of the way through the game, there's a chance we may only have 5 or 6 more scenes. I'm not going to say 2 or 3, but there's definitely a chance. So I guess we need to talk to Dwayne and Pearl. Pearl's not happy. Her vacation's been ruined. I think Pearl had some high expectations, and she certainly didn't receive them, being stuck in the cable car and then turned around. This musical note, I think I need to replay it, and that is way too complicated music to play.
Great to see you,
I have to
Mr.
do it
Anderson.
manually.
Great to see you too, George. Great work back there with the cable car.
Dwayne sounds like a new voice actor, and I don't like it.
I wish. I'm afraid we're having one of those days where everything goes wrong.
Tell me about it.
And we can't even show him our inventory stuff, so let's ask about Pearl.
Is there anything we can do for Pearl?
I sure as hell hope so, George. She's been planning and researching this trip for years. Our little pilgrimage. And Santa Cova Chapel here was the cherry on the cake. Not a thing she don't know about this place. Madonna, blah, blah, blah. Chapel built in, yada, yada, yada.
I wonder if she's a Gnostic.
She's Santa Cova's very own walking encyclopedia. Well, weeping encyclopedia, I should say.
See, that seems very, very convenient for the game.
What have you been up to since we last met in Quaramonte?
Well, there was that little sideshow in Rome, but we can't talk about that. You know why, George.
I do? I mean, I do.
Yeah.
Why? Top secret.
Need to know, Nico.
Yeah, I know. I think we
Dwayne is, Snoozer.
saw him in Rome last.
Sleeper?
No way, honey. A snoozer's at least 2 pay grades up from a sleeper. So I hear. Anyway, I don't believe I've had the pleasure, Miss...
He's never met
Nico
her?
Collard.
5 games in?
Well, how's about that? So this is the beautiful Nico. No wonder you've been hiding her away from me, Georgie boy.
Gosh, no,
It's lovely to finally meet you too, Mr. Henderson. George has told me so much about you.
Oh, call me Dwayne, my dear. And let me assure you of one thing. Everything you've heard is quite possibly true.
Dwayne was loud, large, and short-sighted, but boy was he a charmer.
So, it's a huge testament to how much Nico is underused, that she hasn't even met this secondary character who has shown up in, I believe, all 4 of the previous games. And they never even met. It's... wow.
So, what brings you to Santa Cova?
Pearl's idea from the get-go. Ever since the...
Why are the question marks around the boo-hoos?
Home, she's been scouring those pilgrimage brochures. Gotta be full of wonder and life-changing imagery. Got to have penance potential. Got to offer a real spiritual experience.
Well, I'm sure this place will be very spiritual once it's finished.
Why the question
If
marks?
the chapel is not what she expected, how about the monastery?
Hot dog, no. That place is for tourists, not pilgrims.
You said she expected a spiritual experience?
Well, that's what the brochure promised. Pilgrimages, little monk fellas, singing, shafts of light, the whole shebang.
Smells, bells, and heavenly lights.
Yeah, that's what the lady wanted.
Why does she need that in her life? That's a sad statement.
Oh, excuse me. Pearl needs me. There, dear.
Pearl could be a mine of information about the chapel, if we could just cheer her up.
So we've got this extra puzzle here that feels really out of place, frankly. Like, we're in the middle of doing something really important, and they're telling us you have to take a moment and cheer up Pearl.
Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
So, a different conversation now. Let's show everything to Dwayne now.
He wouldn't want to see it.
Yeah, this is all we're going to get.
I was sure he didn't want to see it.
Frankly, when you're talking about Dwayne, I think you probably would want to see most of
Dwayne
these
wouldn't
things.
be interested. Good thing we had the radio.
In my line of work, I'm always prepared.
For what?
Well, thieves. I gotta protect my lunchbox somehow, George.
He probably wouldn't care. He wouldn't want to see it. I didn't think Dwayne had anything to add.
That's a different
Dwayne wouldn't be interested.
default response.
He probably wouldn't care. I didn't think he'd be interested. He wouldn't want to see it. I was sure he didn't want to see it.
So I think I'm going to have to just bang with the hammer on these different things and play a song.
Probably wouldn't care.
Or maybe make a wind
I
chime.
thought maybe a squirt of Brett might cheer her up.
Very considerate of you, George, but Pearl prefers a flowery scent.
Interesting. Let's ask about the
Hey,
whistling.
that tune you were whistling earlier, it sounded familiar.
Oh, it's Schubert's Ave Maria. In our courting days, me and Pearl used to hang out with the Campanology Society. It was Pearl's favorite.
Well, now that I know the song, at least I could try to be closer to it.
Did you see the Black Madonna?
Oh, you betcha. She's the little lady we came to see. Though Pearl's in too much of a state to even look at her.
What can you tell me about Santa Cova?
Well, Pearl's the expert, not me. She knows everything there is to know about this chapel.
How's Pearl doing?
She's pretty upset, George.
Well, maybe she just needs a hug.
Is that the best you got? The last time she was in a mood like this, I tried the old hug routine.
Didn't go well?
I still have the scars, not just the mental ones.
How you holding up?
Me? Oh, I'm fine. Pearl, on the other hand.
So, at the very least, the game is doing a good job of pointing you in the right direction, which this game has failed to do in many, many previous puzzles.
There, dear.
It would be pure speculation on my part, but I kind of wonder if we're not at a case where the people that made the previous Broken Sword games, that made the puzzle parts, left, and only a small selection of people who wrote the stories remained.
I didn't really want to desecrate such an ancient artifact.
Let's see. Turpentine and the builder's
Nope.
mug.
I needed to try something else.
Well, we can start by lighting this.
I lit the candles on the candelabra.
We can pull this back up.
The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel.
And we can't just do
That
this,
wasn't worth trying.
right? Alright. So we'll just have to try this on everything.
The hammer produced a promising sound.
And see, I'm in a puzzle here.
Wrong. That sounded like an A.
Yeah, but do I know the
What
song?
are you up to?
Look, I made a Churchenspiel.
Hmm.
B, if I wasn't mistaken.
A, B,
A.
A,
G.
G. So the problem is the whistling and the Ave Maria music score. Like, where would that be written so I know which ones to?
Well, that was fun.
See, I think there might be an
Nico?
achievement here to
So what
play
did you mean by smells,
a
bells,
different
and heavenly lights?
song,
I'm
but I
talking
don't even
about
have a
the
clue
authentic church
what it would
experience.
be.
Oh, I see. Smells, bells, and heavenly lights.
So we can talk to Nico. Let's do it. Let's see, B, G. It doesn't stay up there long enough.
Any idea how old the chapel is?
That's what I asked you.
So we basically don't know anything.
That's the long and short of it, George.
I found a statue over there. A black Madonna.
Great. What did you find out about it?
That's all I got.
Well, it's not a lot to go on.
It's really silly that they're... Well, I guess that's not Madonna the Virgin Mary. I guess it's just a different Madonna. So, like, B, G, F, and then E, and then B, then G, maybe? Like, I'm seeing that, but it's been a long time since I've tried to read musical notes. And a lot of
She's
those
in quite a
symbols
state. If we're going to find the
Don't.
tabular, her knowledge is key.
don't
So,
equate to anything
All our
I could
hopes are
do.
pinned on an American tourist.
I pin my hopes on an American tourist all the time.
Got any ideas for smells?
Have you found any incense? Church smells don't get much more authentic than incense.
So I'm gonna have to find some incense
A
too.
selection of tools.
Do I have anything that would burn that would smell like incense?
That wouldn't have worked.
Oh, this wood here. Wood shavings.
My mother always said cleanliness is next to godliness.
So let's go over here and put the wood shavings in the cup and start it on fire.
I put the shavings in the mug. I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood. The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug.
So we've got the candelabra, we've got the Black Madonna. But what I'm not seeing is more notes.
The hammer produced a promising sound.
So we have the fire extinguisher.
Wrong.
The traffic cone. The industrial grate. We hadn't done that one before.
That didn't sound right. G.
So we've got the oil drum.
A.
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 B.
B. That's the problem, though. Like, Ave Maria, like, it's going up 3 notes.
B. A. A. G. A. B. Well, that was fun.
Is there anything we could use the industrial grate on?
It produced a dull sound.
So maybe if we made the
I
turpentine
need
on
a
it?
better idea. The view over the valley was spectacular.
So G doesn't look right, though. Like, I could do G, this, and then like, unless I'm supposed to muffle
That
something.
wouldn't make any sense.
I'm gonna have to hint because I
Hi,
can't
Dwayne.
get the notes right.
Hey, George.
And frankly, I don't even feel like I'm wrong
What were you
here
whistling again?
to hint.
Oh, it's Schubert's Ave Maria. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Pearl needs me. There, dear.
Nico?
Am I missing something?
Any suggestions for bells?
I'm stuck on that one too. But did you notice Dwayne is whistling something to Pearl?
Is that Ave Maria?
Yes, that's it.
Why don't you sing it, Nico?
Over my dead body.
Seriously? So let's try this one more time, then I'm just gonna hint. Because
That wasn't worth trying.
the notes don't seem right to me. Maybe I'm misreading the music, but they seem too far away.
The hammer produced a promising sound.
They seem far away.
B. A. A. G.
G and B are so far
B.
away.
A. A.
And I'm just missing so many other notes.
It was rickety scaffolding cluttered with tools and supplies.
Unless I'm supposed to come over far somewhere else and use the hammer on something. Like the traffic cone and the industrial grader just don't make any sound.
That was fun.
So hint time again. Heavenly smells. The wood shavings should burn nicely if they were somehow enhanced. Incense need to be lit, but you need to find something to give something safe to light it in. Spray the wood shavings with Brett, then put them in the mug by the altar and light them with the mansions. So I didn't solve that thing. That's funny because I thought I had already done all of that. Alright, fine. We'll do this.
It was tempting to get rid of all the Brett, but you never know when you might need a potion to ward off unwelcome advances. There were some ashes at the bottom of the mug. For a second, I pondered my own mortality. But there's a time and a place, and this wasn't it.
So I didn't do it right. I have to start over. And another prime example here of the game not giving me enough feedback. Like, I thought I was done with the incense.
Delightful.
And the game gave me no indication that I wasn't. How bad is a game that you can walk around and think you've succeeded when you haven't?
In the mug. I lit the scented shavings. A sweet aroma started to fill the room.
So there's just standard video game things here that a video game designer should have recognized. I can play the Church Imperial, but what tune should I play? When it comes to having tunes, Pearl has a favorite. Duna's whistling Ave Maria in the attempt to cancel. How many different notes are in Ave Maria? Are there any duplicate notes or any notes missing on the scaffolding? Think about how you might have to change the pitch of an existing note. Pour turpentine into one of the 2 paint coat cans. Okay. I thought we might wrap something with the wool, but apparently not.
I poured the turpentine into the paint can.
However, now I still have to...
That was almost a great idea. Almost.
What? Must have clicked on the wrong thing.
The hammer produced a promising sound.
G... What do I have now?
F sharp.
F sharp.
No, that wasn't quite right. B.
So it starts as G, and then
G.
F sharp,
F sharp.
and then
A.
A.
No, that wasn't quite right.
No, it's probably G, F sharp, and then G.
G. F sharp. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. G.
And so now
F sharp.
he won't whistle unless I stop doing things.
G.
And now
B.
and then A.
A.
And then A again?
A. Oh, I was so close. G. F sharp. G.
So anybody that couldn't read sheet music at all would be totally messed up now. There'd be no way.
A.
Like,
Oh, I was so close.
and I think I am one of those people that
G.
is failing here.
F sharp. G. B. A. G. I had it. It was the tune Dwayne was humming.
George,
That took longer
that's
than
how
it
they
should.
are. Let me have a go.
And she's using the bloody mop, which is gross. What's she doing with her other hand? Is she timing herself?
Wow. You really nailed that, Nico.
Yep. This mop really is pretty special. Leave this to me.
So we just need the lights now. So unless we're supposed to do the wing mirror with the balcony.
Wouldn't make any sense.
Are we ready for the spiritual experience?
Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
So we've already got everything here done. Except for the lights.
Excuse me. Yeah, Pearl needs me. There.
They said smells, bells, and lights. Am I supposed to pour turpentine on these? No. Let's see what the mirror does.
I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel.
So we put the side mirror there. Let's see what that does. It's changing the lighting. But we've got to do something with the side mirror. I've kind of accidentally wandered into the solution here.
I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra.
Let's see. Yarn.
I secured the mirror in place with some yarn. That should do the trick.
So we finally used that yarn that we've had the whole time. I figured it would be part of a puzzle
Now that was something.
a long
The
time
light
from
from
now.
the candelabra spilled over the Black Madonna like waves of spiritual goodness in candle form.
So we did it.
Pumpkin? Oh my!
What?
The sound of angels, the lights of heaven, the smell of piety, and
See, I think she was supposed to be playing the song over and over
the
again.
Madonna, I do believe. Tears. She's crying, Dwayne. The Madonna's crying.
So the background music is playing Ave Maria instead of Nico playing it.
Wrong side of the road. Not my fault. Broken leg. Compensation claim.
So did she hit somebody? In a car? Was this something that we set up and caused in the previous game? I don't even remember.
Well,
Was
now
there a-
that's done.
Was there a
I feel
character
my
called
soul
Little Timmy?
floating on air. We can get on with our pilgrimage, Dwayne.
Just another 1,000 clicks to go.
Pearl was back to her usual cheery self.
And great news that although that did take us a lot of time, and we have now 22 of 35, but Psalm surely didn't stay in the game, sadly. Like, I was hoping he'd be an interesting character. Bijou was way more in the game than she should have been. And let's see. I don't think I'm gonna get them all at this rate. I don't think I'm gonna get all these achievements. Some of them are hidden achievements, and that's not what I want in a point-and-click adventure game. Frankly, there's several styles of games where I feel like you should get 100% achievement completion when you've done the main game, and point-and-click adventure games are one of them. Anything that's heavily story-based, and it would be ridiculous to go back to specific points, particularly since there's no chapters. Like, if I was just relying on autosave here, I would have to start back at the beginning of the game if I to do any mop-up work for achievements. We're at 78% done, and we may fall back into getting 3 to 5% done per 30 minutes, which means there could be a lot more game, but I'm hoping there isn't. I'm hoping we are really a lot closer to finishing the game. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.